let me suggest a new deadline, because we had the deadline for before we leave for Montreal, and that's quite challenging right now. So what I'd like to, of course, Copart is well along the way towards defining the project, so we're making excellent progress on that. Bombardier and Walmart, we're not where we want to be, and this is part of the new venture process and the consulting process. It's very hard to get on people's map, to get on their radar as what kind of contribution we can make. What I would like to set as a new deadline is we have a meeting with Dwayne Trombley on the Monday morning, April 4th in San Diego. I think it's a 10 a.m. appointment. We are committed to sending him PowerPoint. James, I think it was by the Friday.
That's right, yeah, Friday.
Okay.
Friday
and we
the
built it
1st.
Sometime, sorry, go ahead, James.
No, sorry, I was going to say Friday 1st of April.
Friday, April 1st, thank you. So a week from this Friday. So basically, and we built in some time in terms of the schedule in Montreal, so you will be able to do some group work. So let's make the goal to be by Friday, April 1st. And if by Friday, April 1st, we do not have a sufficiently defined project, then we consider pulling the plug on that company for this year. Okay? So let's make the Friday, April 1st. If you really don't have a handle on the project, then maybe you'll be joining another team, and maybe Sophia May will get more help. Or maybe we will define a project with Bombardier in Canada. And tell them the difficulties that we're having, and move forward with it that way. So I'm trying to take a flexible approach, adaptive approach. I'd love to have Walmart Mexico, Bombardier Mexico, Bombardier Canada, and Copart, but that may not be possible, and we can't, we can't prolong it any longer. So we'll make the drop dead date April 1st, Friday, April 1st, to send the PowerPoint to Dwayne, so that on Monday morning in San Diego we will, he's a venture capitalist and consultant, and it will help us define the project and walk through it. So that's my best thinking. Anyone else have any other suggestions or thoughts on that?
No, really, the only thing is just to say I completely agree. That's the way to go. And also just to say that once we're all together, in terms of deadlines and the amount of work that's involved, we work, people generally work a heck of a lot quicker and do a lot more when we're all together in the kind of situations that we'll be in the next 3 weeks.
Right. Good. So the new deadline is for the PowerPoint would be for the Friday the 1st. Then we'll have the chance in Montreal to all put our heads together on all of these. And when we go to Bombardier Montreal, let's be open to exploring defining, even though that's not what they're totally expecting, but I can send them an email and let them know ahead of time if we don't have something by next Monday. Okay?
All right.
That's pretty well my thoughts for the moment. Is there anything that needs to be addressed? Is everyone good to go to... we have our Friday meeting where we can do last-minute logistics. James has put out an email for the... James, did you send that to everyone, the Volaris shuttle email?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay. So we should all follow James' example and book our Volaris shuttle from downtown San Diego to the airport for Sunday afternoon. Sunday, whatever that is, the 9th or something? That is Sunday the 10th. Sunday the 10th of April. Anything else we need to deal with today? Was there anything on my mind? The only new update on the Montreal schedule is Safiana, I don't know if you have the opportunity on Thursday night to join us for a kind of a late dinner at the, I don't know if you know the restaurant Garde Manger, which is a restaurant in Montreal that has its own reality show. The owner, Chuck, has a reality show where he closes the restaurant Sundays and he cooks for his friends. And I've been to that restaurant. It's a wonderful restaurant in Old Montreal, very small. So anyway, I made a reservation for the group. I am going to say it's not the most inexpensive restaurant. I mean, it's not hugely expensive, but I think if you had, a glass of wine and dinner, you'd probably end up paying about $50, perhaps $60. And if you're not comfortable doing that, we can still go and just have a glass of wine or something and experience the atmosphere. But I'm hoping that we're going to have the chance to meet with the owner and talk to him about his reality show. And it's certainly, TV production is certainly basically very green production. It's for the amount of revenue that's generated, it has a very small carbon footprint and is digital. So, I think it could be an interesting case study for us to look at that. So budget-wise, we can work with your budget. If you're ready to have kind of splurge and have a wonderful Montreal meal, then we can do that as well. I have a reservation, I think, for 6 right now at 9 or 9:30 on the Thursday night in Montreal. So,
is it a Thursday?
It's a Thursday night, yeah. Thursday, that would be the 31st, yes. Are you able to make that, Sofiane?
Should be, because I have an exam on Friday morning. I mean, we have exams on April 1st and 2nd and 3rd. We're doing kind of a simulation for a strategic class that we have. But it was a major mistake from the university. They put the two classes in conflict. I mean, my MBA NAFTA class with the final exams, and they were sorry. They said, okay, well, we can make it for 2 days for you, so we can give me the option to fly on the second late in the afternoon to San Diego. But I should be okay on Thursday afternoon. I'll try to find a way to just make it there.
Okay, that'd be wonderful. Montreal to do that. So, okay, I think that's pretty well covers. Is there anything else, James?
No, that's it. I think the logistic. We've got that Friday meeting as well. So
the Friday meeting is Friday morning. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Same time. So yeah, that's to discuss Canada and when we're all arriving and what we're going to be doing for that week.
Oh, this Friday.
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
The 9 a.m. meeting.
That's right.
Yeah. So we can compare notes on how to pack and what's the weather situation.
Yeah.
We'll be counting on Sophie for telling us what's going on weather-wise in Montreal.
I already checked that you guys need to bring some stuff with you. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cold.
Okay.
The temperature's gonna be between -6 and +1 the whole week.
Wow.
+1 is good for Montreal, but -6 starts to be quite cold. So we need to bring like a parka or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It won't be raining. It won't be snowing, but it's gonna be cold.
And do we need the winter boots? Are you still wearing boots?
I don't think that you need winter boots. I mean, comfy shoes, but nothing summer or something like that. I mean, it is going to be still cold.
Clothes, shoes, but not necessarily boots. There's not like a ton of snow on the...
No, definitely not.
Okay. And the other thing is we are planning on, which I think is going to be doable in Montreal, we're planning on doing a lot of our moving around, walking, and taking metro and taking buses, etc. If we, that's the plan. We're staying downtown. It should be entirely possible to do that. So, okay. Well, let's stop here, and I look forward to talking to you on Friday morning.
Okay.
And let's keep our fingers crossed for Yvonne's visa. And, one of the NAFTA things, and maybe I'll just take a minute just to explain this. Canada changed their rules for Mexicans, and I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was Mexico and the Czech Republic, and the Canadian government required a visa to visit Canada for Mexicans, and that previously was never the case. And it's kind of a surprising move by the Canadian government. The Canadian government is not really known for being protectionist in terms of the flow and in North America. So it's interesting to see politically there's been a shift. There was, I don't know if Sofiane has any knowledge on that, but there was some problems with some immigrants from the Czech Republic not going back, and they slapped the visa situation, and also with Mexico. It's been very difficult for Mexicans because this transition, because they're used to being able to visit Canada just with their passport. And now they have to go to, the Canadian consul in Mexico. And sometimes they have to leave Canada, go and get the visa, come back if they're already there. Because if they're already there in Canada, for example, one of my friends is a dean in Royal Roads University in Victoria, BC. So his family was already there, but if they left, they wouldn't be able to get back in the country without these visas. So it's been a big change. It's been a difficult thing, and I would love to see that go away. Those visa requirements for the Mexican.
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on taking that away.
Yeah, because they have a lot of complaints actually since they had this new law for the Mexicans to have visas. I mean, all the tourism for Quebec City dropped drastically, and a lot of people that works in the tourism industry were not happy about it. So especially here in Quebec, there's a lot of Mexican come to Quebec, which is actually in the same line with Mexico and the U.S. versus all the provinces in the West. I mean, Alberta and BC, they don't feel it. So people from Quebec were not happy about it and complaining. I think the government is looking into it just to probably let the visa for the Czech Republic, but not for the Mexicans.
Well, thank you for that update. And it was not to get too much into Canadian politics, but it was a Western Prime Minister who brought that put that forward. I believe. I think that was the case, and it's true that there is a natural affinity between Quebec and Mexico. I think. In terms of travel and etc. So good for us to know from a NAFTA context of what are some of the political context. I am working to see if one of our professors of political science will speak to us the week in San Diego. So James, we should follow up with David Felsen to see if he can talk on immigration flows in a NAFTA context.
Okay, sure.
So, okay, folks, thank you very much. Talk to you on Friday morning.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.